Today we're going to be automating two tasks in Viral Vue. If you're familiar with Viral Vue, well, you're probably familiar with it because you're coming to this page, but Viral Vue is an application or software that's an extension in your Chrome browser to allow you to do automation tasks for certain things, but it's not fully automated, so we're gonna have to dive deep into Automa. Automa is this plugin on the right. You can see it here. Just type in Automa Chrome extension. I'll link it in the description below as well. But Automa is an extension for Chrome that allows browser automation. And I have these workflows here for you that I am going to explain. I'm also going to give them to you for free. And this is the latest V5 version of the workflow. And I think it's at its peak. It can be a little better, but we're going to be working through it. I just want to get everyone started as quickly as possible with the automations that we have at hand. So I have a couple different workflows right here. 2 IDs to accept a campaign, 3 IDs to collect for 48 hours, the past 48 hours, 1 ID to accept campaigns, and 2 IDs for 48 hours for the V5. They're all V5. So the 2 IDs to accept campaign is if you have 3 ID tags and 2 of them are offsite ID tags. So you can see right here, this first one with no on AMS, it indicates that it's offsite, and that's the one you can usually collect the accept campaigns. And this one is on site and it doesn't collect the campaigns. The 3 IDs that collect the past 48 hours. So this collects all the Halo potential commission sales. Thank you, Reezy, for kind of explaining that to me. And actually, Reezy's the one who kind of sprung me to do this Automa workflow. He showed me Automa, and I was just over analyzing and trying to use AI to do some automation. And we'll get there one day, but for right now, we'll fall back to some standard classic automations in the browser because it's going to get the job done regardless. Yeah, you guys should stay tuned for that because we're gonna go deeper later on, and we're gonna get AI going all in there once I figure it out. All right, anyways, and then we got the 1 ID accept campaigns if you're like me, where you only have 1 on site. And the 2 ID collection, again, I only have 2 IDs, as you can see right here. So that means we're only going to collect 2 IDs over 48 hours. And then you can use all this and you can customize. Maybe you have 10 IDs. I don't know. I just know I got the 2 IDs. So let's go into the first one. This is accepting campaigns. So the accepting campaigns, it's really nice because it's going to do this 2 times a day, which you can change the schedule right here. So I got cron job for 6 a.m. and 9 p.m. And that's just how I want it. I have it so that both workflows do not interact with each other, because you can't have this one running and then the other one running, or they're going to combine and they're going to mess up their workflow. So how I have it right now, it's set and it works perfect order to not interfere with each other's workflows. And I should move my head because it's kind of big and it shouldn't be in the middle right there. Sorry about that. All right. Let's see here, and then it switches tabs automatically, so I just need you to have 1 tab open. It doesn't matter what the tab is because the workflow is going to figure it out itself. And then it reloads the page constantly just to make sure that the proper things are on there. There's nothing open from the previous workflow if it failed. And hopefully none of them do fail because I think I have it at perfection right now. But I mean, there's always room for improvement, and just let me know in the comments if you run into any errors. All right, so this is gonna click on the drop down menu right here. So this one signifies it clicking here. It's gonna do exactly that, and it's gonna select Store ID 0. So it's gonna select the buy good, and then it has a fallback. So if this one for some reason fails, it's gonna go back to this one. And then there's a whole amplitude of it. So these are indicates like a CSS selector, a XPath selector, and things can change over time. Like Viral Vue can update how their buttons look or named or whatever, and we'd have to go in here and fix it. So hopefully none of that happens, and we can just continue using this for some time now. But yeah, the JavaScript one is pretty robust. I could technically use it as the first one, but I was like, let me have 2 overlays just in case. All right, so after that part of the flow is completed, we're going to switch tabs to the actually it's to this page. So the previous one was supposed to be on, I have way too many tabs open right now. So the previous one was going to be on your earnings page where it collects the past 48 hours. And then this one is going to be your creator's connection page, which it's going to switch to. It's going to reload the tab. It's going to give it a little delay. And then it's going to finally click accept related. And then we're going to go here. It's going to be accept related, accept toggle. So this is going to put accept tagged, accept auto liked. Usually this flow can take up to 30 minutes. I think it really depends. I'm not entirely sure if you have a more robust catalog of videos, if it will take longer. I'll have to find that out later on. But for right now, I have a nice window of 45 minutes built in currently. But yeah, so let's go back to this flow. Gonna toggle the accept toggle to accept toggles. That's where I was going. So it's accepting those 2 toggles, turning them on. And then we're going to the start, and it's going to hit start for us. And then this is a little bit of a convoluted one, but I'll try to make sense of it. This is kind of our 45-minute timer in a complex condition statement. So this is going to keep looping for 45 minutes. So if your Viral Vue workflow ends in 10 minutes, it's going to capture that within the 10 minutes and it's going to stop. So this flow won't continue for 45 minutes, but it can go up to 45 minutes. So if your thing takes more than 45 minutes, it's going to fail. So it should be good for the most of us. And so I can just kind of explain this a little bit. So loop data, this condition right here is going to be the close and open, or close and submit. So if in Viral Vue it opens up and it ends and it's like, oh, okay, we can submit our videos and submit our IDs for creators connection, this is going to select it. If it's only goes straight to close, it's going to select close first. And then if it doesn't see either, it's on this true, and then it loops back around each 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, every time it doesn't see either of those options. And now let's say it has the option to submit. Submit usually leads to a second page that you have to click start again. Sometimes it doesn't. I'm not entirely sure why. I think it's because sometimes you don't have to submit videos and you're re-accepting old campaigns. That's my theory about it. I haven't really looked too far into it. But yeah, so have to do that. And then if it went to close, it will just go to fallback and it would just end there. It shouldn't end in an error, and it should be fine. If you see an error on close, you're basically good. If you see an error on this last start, it means that second start wasn't there, and that's totally fine. So yeah, and then you can check your errors in the logs up here, top left area. This was just testing and stopping and errors. I had some errors, I believe. Yeah, those are all fixed now, but pretty nice. So I'll run it here for you guys real quick and you can kind of see how the flow works. I'm not going to close any of the 2 tabs. Actually, I'm going to keep that one open. All right, so it's disabled currently, so we're going to enable it and then run it. All right, let's watch it here. So it's loading up the proper page. Loading up the proper page on Viral Vue. Selecting Bionic Goodies 20. Awesome. All right, the next one is going, all right, it's going to run it. This is the long one, so I'm going to stop it here. Maybe I'll show you the other one because it's a lot quicker. But yeah, so it would run through it and finish it off, and it's basically good to go. So the collect 48 hours one is a lot faster, so we should be able to watch that one in real time. And that's the GitHub page. I'm going to show you guys how to download the files in 1 second. All right, so the collect 48 hours, the first workflow right here is going to select your ID 1. So I have it ID 1 first and not ID 0 on this one so that I can end on ID 0. So this one goes in and it collects your past 48 hours to get all the halo cells. So I believe halo cells mean that you uploaded a video of a product, and then similar products you show up in there, and you're allowed to accept those creator campaigns for those and get the extra commission. That's why this is so powerful. So yeah, like this first section is going into the store ID 1, and then we jump into store ID 0. So store ID 0 is going to be my offsite, which is the one that's going to be collected on accept campaigns, which is this whole last chunk of the flow, which you kind of saw earlier basically. So it's going to switch to that tab. It's going to reload the page. We're going to select the right option. So on this one, we're only going to select the 48 hours. So I can show you that right here. So instead of, these would be don't accept, and then it would do the accept last 48 hours. So the last 48 hours is all we need, because we want this one to be quick. We want it to be done really fairly quickly, and we don't need to run we only want to run the big one twice a day. This one will run at all the other times of the day that aren't 6 a.m. and not 9 p.m. which is awesome. Yeah, and then it does the workflow. Actually, I'm just going to run this workflow for you guys so you can actually see it, because this one is the one that is a lot faster. All right, so it's selecting the first ID, which is the offsite. Actually, no, it's going to the onsite. It did a refresh. So it's going to onsite now. All right, now we're on onsite. I already selected it. Now it went to offsite, select it. We got 71 ASINs. That's awesome. And then we can run through it right here. We're going to the creator connections page now. You're not going to see it. It's going to be quick. Right there, boom. It did everything we needed. See right here, we see the 71 ASINs, which means it did the proper selections on the previous page that were just blazing fast. And this one's quick, so this one's not going to take too long, so we'll just finish through it. Hopefully we get to see a submit and then a secondary submit, but you never know. 80%. This is just way faster than it usually is. But yeah, because we only looking through 71 different ASINs, so it's not going to be so bad. And I guess we already hit those 71 ASINs earlier, so it's just going to hit close. And you can see here it's still working, so it's that 60-second counter. We're at 51 seconds. Once it hits to 60 seconds, then it should hit close. And then after this, I'm going to show you how to download it from GitHub, from my GitHub. All right. Complete it. Success. Love it. Love to see it. So now let's jump over here to GitHub. I'll link it in the description below. All right, so I'll link us straight to the Viral Vue Amazon Influencer Automation Automa. So these are going to have all my Automa workflows and for Viral Vue. You can see here we got instructions if the video wasn't enough, maybe I missed something and maybe I wrote something out. But yeah, right here, a lot of explanations, workflows. This is the README. I know a lot of you haven't used GitHub. I encourage you to sign up and give me a star potentially, so I can continue making GitHubs for free. These are called repositories, not GitHubs. All right, so we're gonna have to identify which Automa JSON file you need. JSON file is a weird file for those of us who do not work in coding and all this crazy dev stuff. So let's go and select them right here. So you see the README, the sample workflow of JPEG. So everything's there. All the files that you need are here. So we'll go to the one ID campaign right there. We click it and then you get all this gibberish. And then you want to come over here to the right side and hit download raw file. And that will get you your JSON file. So once you get your JSON file, I want you to come over to Automa. And we're going to do plus workflow, and we're going to do workflow import, and then we should have Automa v5 right here, and then you select it, you click it, okay, open, and then it'll show up in this area right here. make sure you have your workflows enabled. So I'll go ahead and enable. Oh, mine are both enabled. So you can disable and you can enable. So you make sure they're enabled and then you're good to go. All you got to do is leave a Chrome browser open, leave the Automa dashboard open, which is how you do it. So you click the Automa right here in the top right. You click that and then you hit dashboard and now open your dashboard and you let it run. You can't let the computer turn off. It has to be a computer that you can leave on. You can adjust different times. You can do whatever you want.